Look at you, cutie. Look at you, cutie pie. It's you. That's you right there, Mio. Huh? Okay. Okay, bye-bye. Hey, welcome to Alternative. I'm William Cook, sharing my thoughts on the fourth album from New York's State Champs with Kings of the New Age. Now, State Champs have become one of the first names that we think of when it comes to modern pop punk. They're right up there next to names like Stand Atlantic and Neck Deep. But those two bands honestly have shown a little bit more promise for me over the years than these guys have. I discovered them back in 2013 with their single Elevated, and I would call that a pop punk staple. But when I look at the rest of their debut full-length album, Finer Things, not one of those songs has stuck with me. Now, 2015's Around the World and Back, that brings me back to a shitty time in my life. But at least for myself, with some of the worst times comes some of the best music. And other albums from 2015, from The Maine, Sleeping with Sirens, Mayday Parade, those all gave me year-end favorites. But I remember State Champs really did not have me all that impressed. I have not gone back to a single song off of that album since. And as for 2018's Living Proof, I had to take a look at an old Instagram post to remind myself of exactly what I thought about that album. And again, it looks like I wasn't that impressed, but I did just give the album a quick little skim through, and there's no denying that the song Criminal is a hit. I have a great time with that song. And songs like Our Time to Go, Safe Haven, Time Machine, I'm feeling those. So yeah, I think I was being a little bit harsh with my half-assed review back then, but it is safe to say that I have never been the biggest fan of this band. But 4 albums in, and as we hear on the opening track, it's safe to say they're here to stay. This whole album, in a way, feels like a celebration of how far they've come. I mean, it's called Kings of the New Age, and yeah, Here to Stay really kicks things off with that we made it kind of energy. It's a kick-ass start to the album, and that chorus has a guy like me who's never been a huge fan of the band being like, hell yeah, you made it. And a big thing of note about this album compared to their earlier albums is the amount of features we get. They are teaming up with some huge names. Neck Deep's Ben Barlow, we get Chrissy Costanza from Against the Current, also a 4 Year Strong feature. And it looks like the biggest name of all the features comes from outside of the pop punk realm, with country pop artist Mitchell Tenpenny, whom I can't say I'm all that familiar with. Now, as for the features, I am sorry to anyone whose favorite song is Everybody But You, because while an easy choice for a single, a great single choice, I do find it to be one of the more tiring hooks of the album. Honestly, I can't fault it for much. It's undeniably fun. I can see it being a fan favorite at shows, and if I was at a State Champs concert, hell yeah, I'm gonna be going hard to this song. But within that anthemic chorus, I'm just not finding that emotional reward. I'm always hung up on the emotion that a song can give me, and I find this one has the catch, has that big anthemic kind of sing-along catch to it, but without the true feeling to it, it does just become a little bit more of an ear sore for me over time than a true pleasure. A song like this with the catch, but without that emotion that I'm looking for, makes it feel a little bit hollow to me. Now, Half Empty with Chrissy Costanza. This one immediately shows off a heavier weight of emotion with the added piano and that moody guitar. A really promising intro to this song, but it doesn't quite save it from being kind of typical when it comes to this type of song. Still, it's got that passion to it, and I really like the higher notes that Derek hits on the lead up to the second chorus, notably. I feel like that's not a side of his vocals that we hear too often. But yeah, that chorus, despite the power within it, like it's got some real power to it, I just feel like it's lacking some extra melodic excitement to really get me going. It does hit though, and that final halftime chorus, it definitely lands a mark on me. And Chrissy's feature is fine. It's a good spot for a female voice in a tormented love song like this. Sundress with 4 Year Strong, a very solid track. I'd say of all the songs on the album, it's the one that kind of grew on me the most when it came to putting together my thoughts on the album and my final rating. This one was kind of one that I was thinking, meh, no, not one of the better songs of the album, but it really grew on me, unlike most of these. You got the big drop-in chorus, gives you a great driven pace with the drums hitting that ride cymbal. And I love the bassy second verse, and that melodic pull we get with the stretched out words is very nice. Did you stray? Am I too little, too late? Forever's not always in one blink of an eye. Now the 4 Year Strong feature in the bridge has the band moving towards breakdown territory. They really adjusted their sound to what you'd expect from a 4 Year Strong song. But it's a fitting bridge, and it leads us back to a hell of a hit with another halftime final chorus that pulls off a great move when it transitions from the halftime crash cymbal into the increased pace of the ride cymbal. Love what that does for the song. And then we get the Mitchell Tenpenny feature with Act Like That, the feature single with the album's release. So that music video just dropped when the album came out, maybe a day before, and it's already received more views on YouTube than all the other singles that came before it. I guess it goes to show the influence of the name Mitchell Tenpenny. I would love to hear from the Mitchell Tenpenny fans who were unfamiliar with State Champs and see if, it brought on some country fans to State Champs. The song, a very easy melody, good vibe, stomping pole, friendly, catchy hook. Mitchell Tenpenny shows off some great vocal strength over a shredding bridge. Yeah, there's a little bit of a country tinge to the song, but I'd say it sticks within the pop rock, pop punk boundaries for the most part. When it comes to the other singles from the album, the first singles we got back in late August, early September of last year, with Just Sound and Out of My Head. They actually didn't hit me too hard originally, but they've grown to be a couple of the stronger takeaways from this album. I do find it interesting to note that out of the 5 music videos, the first 2 singles, they have the least amount of views, but on Spotify, those first 2 singles have the most streams of the album. I love the piano additions you can hear on Just Sound. I did a reaction for this song when it came out, and I know I was not that amazed, but I love how much the song has grown on me with this album, and I find that piano defines the feeling of the chorus and really helps take the song to a higher level. As for Out of My Head, a pretty straightforward pop punk song that holds strong due to the sheer pull of its chorus. Honestly, nothing too melodically thrilling about it, but I do find myself singing along to it every time. Fake It is a pretty big standout for me. I mentioned the We Made It kind of energy with Here to Stay, but this song actually builds its chorus off of that exact line. And with my first couple of listens of the album, this was the big We Made It anthem of the album because of that main chorus line. But after really digesting the words, you hear it followed by nobody knows we're empty, so we fake it. So without trying to pick apart the song too much, to me, this song is just a way of saying like, yeah, we made it, but doesn't quite mean that everything's perfect. Now, I got 2 favorite songs that I want to hit on before wrapping this up. First off, Eventually. This is the type of feeling that I am looking for in a pop punk chorus. I started running from what made me paranoid. Eventually, it caught up to me. There's a power to that hook that is unmatched to really anything else I've heard from these guys. And it's a rare moment with State Champs where I'm feeling that love that I get for a band when they hit that right nerve for me. And similarly with the closing track, Some Minds Don't Change, wow, does this one ever come through? Like really, you cannot ignore the added emotional strength that this song carries to it compared to the rest of the album. Like, I know with music being emotional, it's subjective, but come on, tell me you're feeling what I am feeling with this song. The chorus is just huge. Though it's familiar, it comes in so huge. And with a good chorus like this, I'm always excited to see how they're gonna pull off that final hook. And the drop they deliver on this one is phenomenal. I gotta call it the peak of perfection on this album, and just a wonderful send-off. So State Champs, you've done real good with this album, and while I may not be rushing to revisit your older stuff, you've definitely reignited my faith in your music. I've rated all the songs, and I've landed on a final score of 8.4, making this one of my top-rated albums of the year. State Champs, thank you, and thank you for checking this out. Love a thumbs up if you like what you saw. Hit the subscribe for more alternative content, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of the latest from State Champs. Love to chat. I'll see you next time.